We are live post-game here for the Penn State Florida International game. And it was not pretty. Was not what we were looking for.
Got out of there. Got out with the shutout, though. So,
yeah,
34-0. Can't be upset with that.
I could be a little upset. I'm upset.
All right, let's hear it. Let's grind in your gears here.
The offense is broken.
Well, I thought they got the run game working a little bit today.
It was better. If Katron didn't have that 67-yard run at the end there, things look a lot differently, box score wise. The offense never really got it going. The score is deceiving, like 34-0. It's deceiving because it was what 10-0 at half.
It was 10-0 at half.
17-0 after the third quarter or something like that.
I'm pretty sure our friend Kevin, who we interviewed, that was exactly what he was looking for from FIU.
Yeah, he got if you're FIU, you're thrilled because you just hung with the number 2 team.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here too. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna have to.
I think FIU just played a really good game. I think they played well. You know, they had a good offense. They were moving the ball around. You know, that run game is real with them. They can run the ball. Their quarterback was mobile. He was making good moves. I think as much as we want to say Penn State had a bad game, I think FIU just played a really good game.
You sound like James Franklin.
Good. He's rubbing off on me. So there you go.
But no, I mean, Drew was super disappointing today. Missed a ton of throws, and like you're a senior. Like this is supposed to be your swan song, and we're getting the same things we've gotten over the last 3 years, where missing easy passes, taking sacks when you can't take a sack. I mean, there was that 1 4th down where he handed it off to Katron when he ended up short. If he just kept that, he had 10 yards straight up the middle.
Right up the middle.
Like the decision making, everything you expected from Drew, like to take that next step, we still haven't seen the next step yet, which is disappointing.
And I can't say that you're wrong. I think, this is preseason week number 2. Okay, let's get one thing straight here. So I think if by next week come Villanova, if he doesn't have it polished, then it's going to be time to start sounding the alarms. I think we're still easing into this season with these games, and I'm gonna stand on what I said. I think just FIU played a really good game today.
Yeah, like FIU looked good.
Did you?
There.
There we go. No, you froze there for a second. Say that again.
I said there was never any juice. Like Penn State never had energy, never took over the game. Like they never got momentum, it felt like.
No, it was rather snoozy. Yeah. It's kind of like they just rolled in there, half expected to win the game, not putting in maximum effort. And still, I'm, 34-0 though. I mean, at the end of the day, the defense still looks phenomenal. I mean, you can say everything you want about the offense, but that defense is tip top.
Yeah. Defense showed up. Little, if you want to nitpick, a little concerned about how many 10-yard rushes they had.
That was a bit of an issue.
Where all right, you get against a little bit better teams, those 10 are going to turn into 20, 30-yard runs.
Small issue there. I do agree with that. But I did see bodies moving today, so I was happy about that. Bodies were moving. during the run game, as opposed to last week where I didn't really see a whole lot of bodies moving there. And finally, I saw the offensive line kind of start pushing forward a little bit. So that was a good part. But at the end of the day, defense, though, back-to-back weeks with defensive tackle interceptions.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Like, the rest of the team, 0 interceptions. Defensive tackles, 2.
And we said this D line's different this year. We've been saying it for a while. These boys are a little different on the front, and so it's looking good.
Yeah, they definitely. The defense line's leading this team right now.
And I'm not mad about that part of the defense leading. When you have a good D line, it's hard. It makes it a lot easier for the rest of the team to come around. If you're stopping them at the front, it makes your linebackers' job a little easier. If you're getting to the quarterback, it makes your DB's job a little easier. So at the end of the day, let's keep this train going.
Yeah. Like I think, it's disappointing to be number 2 team in the country, and you just come out flat. Like Penn State's acting like they can just flip the switch, and they've never been the flip the switch team. You know what I mean?
You got to start strong, finish strong.
Yeah, like come out the gates ready to play. Everybody took notice. That it was 10-0 at halftime against FIU.
Oh, people were getting put on blast because it was 10-0 at halftime.
Yeah, like that. That doesn't happen to the number 2. It's not supposed to happen to the number 2 team in the country. Like flat, plain and simple. Like the team did not show up today. Now you can flip it and say, hey, flattest game we'll play all year, the worst we'll play all year, and still came out 34-0. You can spin it that way. But that switch needs to be flipped. And
sounds like you don't want to spin it that way. Sounds like you're
like,
no, we need this team to be firing on all cylinders from the kickoff.
Yeah, I do. Like that's like I'm watching this game like, what are we doing? Like we outman FIU at every position. And we're just puttering along. Like credit to FIU. Like they played good, but it's just like temporary, because Penn State's not used to having these expectations, right? Like there's that impending doom always over our shoulder. This game was the impending doom. Like, what are we doing here?
I know it was, but it's funny you say that, because I, coming from watching this game, I came along more of the lines of like, we may not be executing as we want, but we're still not letting them execute. They had a couple plays where you kind of got a little nervous, but then the defense bailed itself out. And so, I mean, if you can definitely say that the team came out flat, but you could also say that this defense, even when the team is flat, is still able to carry it.
Yeah. The defense, there was a few plays where they were having trouble getting lined up, or they didn't get lined up the last second. But that's like learning a defense. Like that stuff's going to happen right now. That stuff you can live with right now early in the season.
FIU was going fast too. They were going pretty quick. So it wasn't like they were, running, big huddled plays or anything like that. They were getting up to the line and snapping it pretty quick.
Yeah. The trends that are concerning are Drew's not looking that great, really.
No, that is cause for concern.
Yeah, like we are not seeing that next step. And I mean, this is as easy as it gets in the season. Like it doesn't get easier than FIU and Nevada.
No, we're only going uphill now.
The Big Ten's coming, and every team in the Big Ten is going to be better than the 2 teams we've just played.
Hopefully he can find it. I mean, I see exactly what you're saying, and it is a small concern for me now. I wouldn't say it's a big concern yet, but it could easily quickly turn into a big concern.
Yeah, I mean, and then other concerns, I mean, it goes right along with, not seeing what you want from Drew is we're getting past midfield and just dying. Like we're not putting the points, we're not finishing drives, we're not putting points on the board, settling for field goals. Like we were in FIU territory 6 or 7 times that first half and scored 10 points.
Yeah.
You can't have that. You just
gotta
can't.
find a spark somewhere. Yeah, you can't. That's just leaving unnecessary points on the table like that.
And then, we keep going for fourth downs, which I understand being aggressive, but just handing it to Katron up the middle on 4th and 3 is not getting it done right now.
No,
Throwing
teammates
this,
getting blown up.
Yeah, like there's not there's. I'll say this. This week, we're gonna be the highest ranked team that won 34-0, a 34-point win, and be disappointed. It's a good spot to be in. It's
It's not bad. It's not bad to say nonetheless.
But with that, I think people are right for being overly concerned with the last 2 weeks' performances on offense.
Defense, though, I think we can both safely say we're looking good on that end. The defense looks crisp, but yeah, the offense seems to be sputtering a little bit. And I don't know if that's Colton and Keys, if it's on him or if it's on Drew. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to identify the problem and figure it out.
Right. I mean, are they deliberately trying to be simple, not show too much of a hand because it's 3 lesser opponents and you're saving stuff for Oregon? But at the same time, you gotta get a rhythm going before Oregon.
Need execution.
You need to be firing all cylinders before you get to the Oregon game. Not, hey, we're gonna find it for the Oregon game. You gotta have it already in your pocket for the next week against Villanova is gonna be a huge, I don't want to say test because it's Villanova, but it's going to be a huge barometer for where this team's sitting going into conference play.
It will be what I like to call a show me something game. You're going to have to show me something. I mean, I've understood that we're taking this, the first few games slow maybe, but I mean, next week you're going to need to show me something or I'm going to really start sounding the alarms.
Yeah. Like we need a good old fashioned blowout next week to feel any good kind of way going into Oregon.
I need 28. I need 28-3 at half.
Right. We need starters out early in the third quarter against Villanova to feel any kind of good going against Oregon.
Yeah, I need that game to be over way before this game was over.
Yeah, like Kevin said when he joined the show, this is probably Penn State's toughest out-of-conference game, but it's not saying a whole lot. It's still FIU.
Yeah, and I still think I thought just watching FIU today, they played a really good football game. Their O-line was executing. That 19 on the D-line was an absolute unit. Mm-hmm. I could not believe how big that guy is. Okalaka, whatever his name was. I mean, that guy was an absolute specimen. So, I mean, it was fun to be able to see what Kevin was telling us, like what to watch for. And it was literally running backs 1A, 1B, 1C. It was literally the whole thing there. And at the end of the day, it was some pretty good running and a good move.
We also found the brightest of spots, Gabe Nwosu, the punter. Like, for sure. Like, the punter was the lone bright spot tonight. Like, the brightest star was the punter.
Kicking bombs.
Yeah. Like, your first punt of the year was 67 yards and down, You had one downed at the 1 and then a 67-yarder. Like, we got a punter, if nothing else.
He came to play, so there was some shine there, to say nonetheless.
And then, Dom DeLuca had the blocked punt. So
he was all over the field today. I mean,
but
he had a good game.
But we got nothing out of it again. Like the plays that should create a spark never lit the fire for the offense. Like the offense was the wet blanket being put over any spark the defense was trying to throw out there.
It did feel like that a little bit, and it was like they just couldn't find it. Even when Katron or Singleton would go for 10 or 11, you're like, all right, here we go. This is where it gets to go now. And then they go again. They go for another one for 10. And then all of a sudden, nothing the next 4 plays.
Yeah, then you'd have, you'd have a 1 yard run, and then you'd have 2 incomplete passes, and it's 4th down again.
And then it's rinse, wash, repeat.
Yeah,
Felt like today.
It was a lot like the Mike Yursich offense 3 years ago, where it's like, okay, we have this quarterback. Why can't we move the ball? Why can't we run the ball? Why can't we pass the ball? Like, we had the one deep ball to Devontae Ross. Great catch, over the defender. Great touchdown there. But you take that out of the equation, and Drew's passes were behind receivers, low, high. There wasn't a whole lot of accuracy for how highly touted this guy is.
Yeah, there was a play. I believe it was probably in the first, might have been the second, but the first, where Aller had a guy over the top and he underthrows him. And there's no PI call or anything because it was such an underthrown ball. Like, it was like, if you get that ball up and over, that's probably 6 all day.
Yeah, where Drew's had enough playing time to, like, this is what he is, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like, are we silly for, like, thinking there's going to be another jump in his progression?
That is, I mean, it is something to think about. Is this the peak?
Right. Are we going to have to win this with defense, special teams, and just a couple of Drew, please make this pass?
I mean, the way it's looking, it's starting to look more and more like that, which is not a good thing. So, like we said, hopefully Villanova can right the ship there, and we'll see what it looks like going forward from there, because there are a couple red flags. Flags.
This could be just your classic overreaction game where the team sleptwalked through it. The ball was a little wet, so Drew wasn't as accurate, but anybody that wants to sit here and say this wasn't a good performance, I'm with them. Like, I don't see that many brights. I'm not confident right now going against Oregon in a couple weeks. Like, that's what this game did to me.
I can tell. I can tell.
It reinserted that impending doom of we can never have nice things because for whatever reason it won't work out.
I say keep the faith. I think it's slow roll. It's a slow burn. We're gonna let this thing, let it smolder up a little bit. Next week I think it's gonna be all right. But you never know. There could be cause for concern, or this could just be a big nothing burger.
Right. Like, this is either the thread that unspools everything, or, like you said, a nothing. Like, nothing. Like, we're good. We're fine.
Now you got me second guessing. I don't like that at all.
Dude, this is where I live with Penn State.
Well, I saw improvement in the run game. I saw improvement in run blocking. And so I did appreciate that compared to week 1 against Nevada, where I was like, this is an issue. But the run game looked good. Now Drew just needs to lock in and figure out the passing game. And then we cannot, sit here and have a heart attack every, time he drops back in the pocket.
Yeah. Because, like, unfortunately, this team's only going to go as far as Drew takes them. You can only run the ball so many times.
Yeah, exactly. You can only do so many. Yeah, you can only do so much with the run, no matter how many running backs you have.
Right, and I mean, we did see some tight ends get in, some more action than last week. Luke Reynolds, leading receiver with 7 catches. That was nice to see. Dinkins had a couple drops, so that's a little concerning. So he's the actual starter. He did have 2 or 3 drops today, so we might have a tight end battle brewing going forward.
Yeah, that was a bit of a head scratcher. So definitely going to keep an eye on that going forward.
But yeah, I would say just surmising the whole thing. I think this game killed vibes a little bit.
Definitely took a little air out of the balloon.
Like a little dose of reality.
We're not invincible.
Right. We're good. We're good, but are we good?
It's hilarious. And we're talking about this after a 34-0 game.
That's what's crazy, but it also is the reality of the situation because we know what's coming up.
It's like the
we got
writing on the
Villanova.
wall.
Yeah, like we know Oregon's in the distance. Iowa no longer worries me after what they did today.
Nope.
Like that looked like the same old Iowa. Not really concerned about that.
Indiana's firing all cylinders, though.
Indiana could be concerning, and then Nebraska could be concerning. Of course, you got Ohio State. But yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, you take Iowa out of the equation, which it's Iowa. All the other teams look pretty good.
You can take UCLA out of there, too.
Well, yeah. I mean, Illinois is steamrolling Duke 45-19 right now.
Yep.
Minnesota did to Northwestern State what we should have done to FIU, 66-0. Like,
yeah,
just complete absolute domination.
It was. I told you, I had a lot of faith in this FIU team. That's why I took the under. That's why I said final score was 35-10. I know everybody didn't like that, but hey, we scored 34. All right, I mean, this offense needs to figure it out a little bit more, and I think they will, though. I'm confident that I think they will.
You'll love this. I put $20 on the under.
Boy, yes.
Talk about never sweating the bet.
That's what I like to hear right there.
I was like, this game's either gonna go really good, and I'm gonna lose that bet, or it's gonna go bad, but I'm gonna win that bet.
I'll at least still make some money.
I'm like hedging my bet. I'm either gonna be really happy with Penn State and lose $20, or I'm gonna be miserable about them. But hey, I won some money because of it.
There's a little extra beer money in my pocket.
That emotional hedge betting.
That'll get you every time.
Well, you got to make it so you gotta have got to balance it out. It's just money.
An even balance of money and mental health goes a very long way.
Right, money won today, mental health lost.
Not so much.
Mental health took the L today.
Slight L.
But yeah, like I said, we got to see something next week against Villanova, I think.
That's the show me something game.
It's gonna be the longest bye week ever.
The longest 2 weeks ever.
If we come out flat against Villanova with this same kind of performance, it's gonna be the longest 2 weeks ever of overanalyzing. We suck. We're never gonna beat anybody good.
I really don't want that. I don't want that at all.
It's a lot more fun to talk about Penn State when good things are happening.
Right, exactly. When we want the good, we don't need the bad.
Right. This podcast is a vibey podcast. It doesn't do as well when we're bad vibes.
No bad vibes. No bad vibes.
All right, so we'll get out of here. Let's try to change the vibes. We're 2-0.
2-0. We'll change the vibes up.
2-0. 34-0. Like we can be okay with it.
I accept it.
But all right, we'll end our post-game show there. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys on Tuesday for our normal show.